Okay, Rabbi says, Shalom Aleichem, we're in the Parsha now of Chukas. Chukas is, I told you about last week's Parsha, and the week before that, Shalach Chukas, Korach Chukas. The traveling Chesed. Shalach Korach Chukas. That means the Ches. Shalach, that stands for Chot, the sinner. The 10 of the 12 Meraglim were Rishoyim, and Korach was a big Rosh, it has a Ches in it, and Chukas now has a Ches in it. We call that the traveling Ches. There are tremendous Averos that the Meraglim did, and Korach did, and the Avera of Chukas is, talks about Parah Duma, to cleanse yourself from Tumas Mace. So if you Tommy Mace, you eat a carbon, you have Koretz. It's a very big Chet. Talks all about that, and a person who touches a dead body, which is all of us, because we don't have a paraduma for the last 2,000 years, and you can't get tahar even if you go to mikvah 1,000 times. You can eat on the 3rd and 7th day the paraduma, which is red cow, ashes, and spring water mixed together and sprinkled on you in your tahar. 3rd and the 7th day. It takes a week. By the way, don't believe those English translation books that call the paraduma red heifer. The person who wrote that 150 years ago never spent a day on the farm. A heifer is only an animal that's a calf. Well, just born, a few weeks, a few months old. A paraduma must be 3+ years. 3 or older. That's a full-grown cow, 2,000 pounds. An egel weighs 20 pounds. So a red heifer is a mistake. I know what he meant. He meant egel arufo, which is the heifer that gets his head chopped off. That has to be below a year. That's a heifer. That's an egel. But this is a cow. It's not a parah. It's not an egel. It's a parah. Anyhow, so the parah duma, it cleanses you from tumas mace, and you eat, come into the Mishkan or the Beis HaMikdash, or eat kabbanas, or a kohen eats truma, he's chayiv kodesh. So you see that the traveling ches of chukas is the ches. Now, if you take further, you go further, you say korach chukas bolok. You have a traveling kuf. Korach klola kuf. He gets a klola. He wanted to curse Moshe and tell him he's a fraud. And he did. And chukas is a big klola. If you violate the laws of Tumah V'Tara, you get cursed. And Balak, Bilam Balak wanted to curse the Jewish people. So you have the traveling ches and traveling kufs. Now, people who are cursed on their chotim go to Gehenna. Kuf ches. 108. 108. Gehenna. Interesting, right? All right. Now let's look at the parsha of Chukas, of Korach, of Chukas. I'm sure we did that already. Chukas, yeah. Chukas is like this. Chukas is about Parah Duma. You know, Zos Chukas HaTorah says. This is the chok of the Torah. Chok is the statute you don't understand. About the red cow, right? Zos. This is the only chok. I'll tell you 7 that are called chukim. Why do you say Zos? Zos Chukas HaTorah. This is the chok of the Torah. Zos, this, about the Parah Duma. Asher Siv Hashem Le'ema, God commanded. Take for you parah, a cow over 3 years old, aduma, red, not a 5-inch red, dark red, like burgundy, dark red. Tamima, that's perfect, doesn't have any of the 50 or 60 mumim defects. Some say aduma tamima, completely red, can have 1 black hair, 2 black hairs already amongst the billions of little hairs, puzzles it. Has to be a totally red cow, dark red. Asher ein bo mum, it has no mum, no defect. Asher lo olo halo ol, a yoke never went on it. You never had a saddle on it, or a blanket, or you never put your hand leaned on it even. Not even a bird settled on it. No bit in its mouth, no halter, nothing. Never was that animal had any old yoke. Satam also Elazar HaKohen, give it to Elazar HaKohen, not Aaron, because we're trying to now to retire a man from Tumah, and you don't want to give it to Aaron because the cow was an older calf. He got involved with the egel, and that you don't want to kateger making a saneger, a killer becoming your defender. You're So we give it to Elazar. Now Elazar is not a Kohen Hedyot. Elazar is the Skan Kohen Gadol. He is the agent of the Kohen Gadol. He's not a Kohen Hedyot. All other future generations, the Kohen Gadol does this, but here it's Sagan, the agent of the Kohen Gadol. Elazar Kohen, who Hoti Yosef, Mechutz Lamachin, take it out of the camp. How much is the camp? Well, the Jews were spread out in 12 mil, about 8 miles around. Take it out of there. In the base of Mikdash, out of the camp means out of the old city of Yerushalayim. They put it on Har HaZeisim, half a mile away. V'shochet osir lefanav, and he shecht it in front of the Kohen Elazar. The Kohen doesn't have to shecht it. Usually it is a Kohen, but you don't have to. Somebody shechts it. Chutz l'machin, v'shochet osir lefanav. Lokach Elazar Kohen midamo. He takes some of his blood, and be'etzba with his right hand, first finger, because these have different names: agudol, etzba, omo, zeres, kamitza. No, kamitza, zeres. Zeres means a span, because from the tip of here to the tip of here is exactly half an amo. 9 inches, 18 inches is amo, roughly. 6 times 3.5 is about 21 inches. So it could be 24 if you have a big hand, 6, 12, and 24. Or it could be if you have a very little hand, 18 inches. Somewhere between is 21 inches. So now from here to here, it's about 9 inches, a half of amo. Zeres, a span. So this is called agudel, is the fattest of all the fingers, thickest. This is etzba, where you point, go here, go there, right? This is almost the tallest branch, you see, sticking up higher. This is here, kamitza, because when you take the flour and oil of a korban mincha in your hand, you knock off all the flour and oil here and all the one over here, and all that's held under these 3 fingers is called a kamitza. So this is the last finger here, kamitza, and this is zeres, a span. Anyhow, takes it with his right hand finger, and he's outside the camp, so he sprinkles it, doesn't dip it, he dips it once, sprinkles it 7 times, toward the Olamor, 7 times, 7 means total, complete. The Sorah, Esapara, he burns up the cow, laying off in front of his face, Elazar's face, Es Ora, the skin, there's Basara, the flesh, there's Dama, the blood, there's Pirsha, even the inside waste products, all burnt up. And when it's all burnt up, we put a lot of wood there, very hot fire, it's burnt up. When it's all in one clump, they smash it down into powder, and they mix that powder with spring water, and that's called mechatos, the water of the sin offering, and the paradum is the sin offering, to clean you off from the sin of getting tummy or being tummy. Look at the Kohen eats eretz, he takes a piece of wood from a cedar tree, a big tall evergreen tree, 1 amma, about 2 feet, the azov and hyssop, 3 little bunches of moss, shnis ulas, and a red string, a piece of wool dyed with red, and tied all these 3 things together with this red string. He throws it into the burning cow. He keeps his begodim, then he washes his clothes. HaKohen, he puts his body in a mikveh. And they can come into the camp. He's told me till the evening. The Tomei Kohen ad ha'orah till the evening. He who burns it has to wash his clothes too. And then a man who gathers ashes has to wash his clothes too. And this should be the mishmeres forever. Even Mashiach already will come and find the original ashes. Mishmeres, even till Mashiach comes, the original ashes will be there. The may need the waters of sprinkling. Nida means to throw, or to sprinkle, or a flow. These are all the waters of Nida, or it's called Mechatos, the waters of the korban chatos, the sin offering. Chatos, he is the chatos. Now, hold it. Why is paradum a chok? Something we don't understand. Why don't we understand it? It says here that it's supposed to be, the big cow goes to make up to a little cow. For the egel, it's a kapara for the cow. Look at this. And the little cow, the baby, like a mother works for a mother's in the house, a little baby makes on the floor, the mother cleans it up. We did a chet with the egel, so the mother, Parduma, was chaper for it. What's so hard to understand? The nikba, the pelet, the chok means something you don't understand. Beyond logic is this. How come everybody involved is tomei, and the person who sprinkles it on the man who's tomei meis gets tohor? How does that work? Everybody involved, even the sprinkler, the mazeh, his clothes are tomei. He not, but his clothes are tummy. Everyone involved with it, burning it and shefting it and collecting the ashes and mixing it with the water and the sprinkler. Everybody gets tummy to a certain extent, but the man upon who it is sprinkled is tahor. How does that work? How can you tell me 2 is 3? It doesn't make sense. This is an enigma. And why do you say Zos? I'll tell you 7 chukim. You want to know the 7 chukim? Sure. Par Aduma is 1. Yibum is 2. Your sister-in-law, if your brother divorces her, or your brother-in-law dies, and he has kids, you can never marry her. Never. It's your sister-in-law. But if your brother dies without kids, the second he dies, she's automatically your wife. You don't have to know Kedushin, nothing. It's your wife. How does that happen from one second to the next? It'd be when he dies or divorces or when he has kids, you can't marry her. That's an arayos, one of the arayos, your sister-in-law. Eshes achicho, your brother's wife. But if he dies without kids, she's your wife. Automatically, you have to do nothing. And a raya becomes a mitzvah now. How's that possible? Paraduma. The man that everybody involved was told me, you sprinkle on a person, he's Torah. How's that work? Shatnez. Wool you can wear, linen you can wear, but together no. How come? Ir lazazel. On Yom Kippur you throw a goat over a cliff and he atones for all the Jewish sins. How's that work? It's a chok. Basar b'cholov. I can eat meat and I can drink milk, but together chas v'sholom. Clay midyan. If they went into midyan, they kashed all the dishes. Kashed 100% with fire. All the isser's out, so it's still, you can't use them. Why? You have to tovel them. Why? Cold water in their liver in the lake. Why? All the isser's out. Why can't I use them? Clay keli. Why? Why do you have to have tefillah? Egla rufum. A Jew is killed in the field and you don't find the perpetrator, so you kill a egel, a calf below 1 year old, chop off his head. That's like killing the perpetrator. How does that work? There's certain chukim in the Torah. So why you say Zos? This is the one. I'll tell you why Rabbi say. Shlomo HaMelech was a chacham mikol adam. He understood everything, all the chukim, except this one. Para Aduma is exactly the gematria of what Shlomo wrote in Koheles Zayin Chav Gimel. Vehi rechoko mimeni. That then is far from me. Vehi rechoko. It is out of my grasp. Is exactly Paro Aduma that he couldn't understand. Only this. But Moshe Rabbeinu understood it. My father brings down the Mayan Beis Shegel. Why? Why Moshe understood it? He just said to me that Shlomo is chacham mikol adam. It says in Tanakh, he's chacham mikol adam. He understood the birds and the animals and the trees when they communicate, and the animals and the birds and chacham mikol adam. But this he couldn't have. But Moshe Rabbeinu, yes, but Moshe's adam. He's chacham mikol adam. So my father's Zatzal explained. This has nothing to do with chachma. This is so refined, so subtle, has to do with Kedushas HaGuf, how less physical you are. Moshe Rabbeinu went up to Shemayim to get the Torah. So the Malachim said to Hashem, don't give it to him, he represents mankind, they're going to steal and cheat and lie and break every law in the book. So Hashem said to Moshe, hold on to my kisei covered and give him an answer. So he said to the Malachim, you got parents? No. So what do you need copies of Yichva Zimecha? You're in business? No. So what do you have this thing? Don't swear in court falsely. Don't steal. You keep Shabbos up here? What do you need Shabbos for? You have illicit relationships? What do you need Osina for? You lust what other people have. You're angels. You're not ethereal. You're super. What do you need all these rules? They said, he's right, give it to them. Give it to him. Moshe beat the angels. Then he spent 40 days in Har Sinai 3 times without food and drink. Moshe's Chati Adam Chati Malach. He's more than a human being. Kol Beisi Namon, who Hashem said, in my house he's one of the boys. He can come and go anytime he wants. And Moshe said in the end of the Barim, when he talks about the history of what they did in the 40 years of the Midbar, he said, remember years ago when we killed Og and Sichon? This is the end of the 40 years. That was just a few weeks before. He said, remember those years ago when we killed... Moshe was gone already physically. He was speaking to them. I know he was so removed from this world. Like he's in another place. It has to do with the Kedusha Sakuf. His body was all holy. He could perceive Paradumo. It's an enigma. People give a lot of reasons. You find it all over. Reasons why you Paradumo. Everything. But how you know it's true? There's no revealed truth. Rambam says if you spend too much time thinking about it, Bittul Torah. Because how do you know you actually got it? Hashem never revealed it. Nowhere in the Gemara, nowhere. Zohar, nowhere. How do you know you got it? How are you wasting time? It's an enigma. Zos. This is the biggest chukim of all the chukim. Even Shlomo couldn't understand it. The Beis HaLevi says, why does it say Zos Chukas HaPorah? Why shouldn't it say Zos Chukas HaPorah? This is the chuk of the Torah. Why of the Torah? See, the Beis HaLevi said you should know something. There's some things you just don't understand. That's a chuk of the Torah. There are some things you don't grasp. That's a chuk of the Torah. Moshe Feinstein in his Sefer, Kol Ram, right, Moshe, writes like this. There's certain things in the Torah that are chukim that are beyond your ability. Here, you make a man tahor, you get tamei. In life, you if you want to benefit your friend, you lose. That's a chuk. You give your money, because you have less money now, and you did a mitzvah, but you lose, he wins. You give your time, your energy, your money, and you help another person, and you are a loser, and he's a winner. That's a chuk. That's how it works. The more you give away, of course, the more you gain. You understand that? The only money you own is the money you gave for tzedakah. If you die a poor man, but you gave $25 million for tzedakah, that's the only money you really own is the $25 million. Because that's yours forever. What you gave away is yours. The chesed you did to other people, that's really yours. You don't really lose. It looks like it. You're losing time, money, energy. But that's a chuk of the Torah. Give away to help another person. That's a chuk. That's a chuk of the Torah. The concept that you have to give away to help another person, that's a chuk of the Torah. That's part of it. That's how it works. You're not you're the only person in this world. You have to help other people. Now, if you touch a dead body, you're tummy for 7 days. There's a few things in the Torah that you're tummy for 7 days. Paraduma, if you want to get clean, you have to be sprinkled on the 3rd and the 7th day, but you have to have a mikvah on the 1st day. So you tummy for 7 days, when you're in the process of tahara for 7 days. Tumas mace, even if you're tummy mace person, you're tummy for 7 days, until you get the paraduma sprinkled in you. A nida is tummy for 7 days. Minat Torah, she's permissible after 7 days. We're machmir. We say 5 and 7. But Minat Torah is only 7 days. Yoledis, a woman gives birth, is tummy for 7 days. 40 days for a female. Tzaras is tummy for 7 days, and if the tzaras doesn't go away, it's another 7 days, and another 7 days. Not more than 21 days. The Kohen Gadol has to keep away from his family 7 days before Yom Kippur. So there's many things that are 7. 6 things that are 7. Mm-hmm. Now we have a card like this. Hu yischatobo, he has to cleanse himself from chet. Yom Shlishi, Yom Shvi, the 3rd and the 7th day. Yitor, then he's Torah. Vim lo yischato, he doesn't cleanse himself from sin, but Yom Shlishi, Yom Shvi, the 3rd and the 7th. Lo Yitor, he's not holy. Not Torah. Why 3 and 7? You need 3 minim, right? An erez, a cedar, piece of ammo from a cedar tree, 3 clumps of moss, and a red string that ties 2 of them together. 3 things. And they sprinkle on, and you have to take 7 days. So you sprinkle on the person the third and the seventh day, because you take the dam of the part of Duma, sprinkle it, and do it outside the camp, toward the Mishkan 7 times, and 3 minim. So therefore everything is 3 and 7. You know why you use the erez? Because when you see a dead body, you get depressed. Even you're a big person, money or wealth or knowledge, erez is the biggest tree, cedar. You know? But you're all going to end up like moss. The richest and the biggest Talmud Chacham goes in the grave, you're just moss. You may be depressed because of that. To get you out of the depression, you use a piece of cedar, which is something big and large, and a clump of moss, and then the red thread, which is shani, means red, or like English word shiny. You'll realize after death, you'll see it clearly shiny. You'll see that there's a future life to this world. You may be a big person, but then you're going to end up like the moss that grows on top of a rock or something, the lowest plant, and the erez is the biggest plant. You get depressed. The 3 antidepressant things is the erez and the moss and the shani, tlash shani, to get you out of the depression. The depression is called morish chor, black fear. That's the depression. You want to get out of that. Death is very depressing. That's why you Tomei hurt, according to Hirsch, Tohar and Tomei, according to Hirsch, you don't see clearly God's rays when you're depressed. Tomei means opaque. A window, the sun comes in, but it's blackened or shaded a little bit. Yeah, the sun comes in, but it's not fully bright. Tumor means you don't see the rays of Hashem, the Hashem's clearly in your heart. You're depressed. You can only be in a high madreg when you're happy. Tohar means transparent, more than translucent. Lucent means the light comes in. Transparent, you can peer at, you can see clearly. Transparent means tahara. You can see, understand life. And Torah is clear. Tuma means you're in a tummy, think a person, because you can't see it clear. There's a shade in front of you, opaque. You can't. Everything's going to end up dead. Anyhow, why do you have to be frum? Why do you have to keep the Torah? It's all depressing. You have to take 7 days to get out of that depression. Sil Techelis, here. Oh, Shni Toloas. Shni Toloas, red from a worm's blood. Interesting. Shni Toloas, when you build the Mishkan and the upcoming, the big day of the Kohanim, it always says Telash Shani. And here it's backwards. Shani Teloas. Telash Shani means the last word is very important. Shani is red. Shiny is red. There you actually take a seed that looks like a worm. You take it. It's a vegetable dye. But here you use something else. This is about depression, miso. You actually take a worm that has no backbone and it's mashed up, and it's called Shani Teloas. The Ikruzach is the worm, because you're very depressed when you see death, and you have to get out of that. So you have to take the antidepressant species, Ace Erez, Azo, which need to get you out of that concept. Here it is actually a worm's blood. You use a worm's blood for a metzuras to purify a person in tzuras, and for this, but for building the Mishkan or the Big Day Kahuna, it's not Shni Teloas, it's slash Shani. The Ikar word is the end. It's red. We don't care where it comes from. It comes from a seed. But here, in Shni Teloas, you take a red string from a worm blood. In the Mishkan, how could you have it from a worm blood when it's a sheretz? Well, you say, well, how did the words on the Choshen get cut out? By the shamir, a worm. And how do you have the cheles, light blue, from a chalazon, a snail? Sheretz. Answer is like this. The chalazon, it's not his blood, by the way. It's a mucus, something that comes out of the snail. It's very dark, but when it goes to the sun, it becomes very light. And you dye your tzitzis, and that's very, 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 very pale blue, like the light, the sunny day. The sky on a sunny day is very pale blue. That represents outer space, infinity, irrational ideas. That's why this is white and blue. The tzitzis, some you understand, some you don't understand. 1/8, 2/8, machlokas, how much of the tzitzis got to be red, blue, 1/8, 2/8, 4/8. How much of the Torah is irrational? The bigger you are, the less you understand. Because you understand it's all mystical, it's all rational, it's all secrets of the Torah. But the Torah has to be black and white written. Because there, the Torah, everything's black and white, yes or no. Chayiv, potter, chayiv, zakai, potter, mutter, also tomit, treif, tomit, tahar. There, they have to know halachas clear, black and white. Black and white are not one of the 7 colors. Black and white. But when it comes to machshavas, tzitzis, all the ideas of the Torah, that could be, some of them are beyond our ability. That's called light blue. Light blue, the color of the ocean, which represents Torah, Mayim. Very light, clear waters, bluish green. That's why Rashi said it's green. But we call Tchelis light blue because light blue and light green are very close together. Aquamarine, the water of this, bluish, greenish, it's very close. Some say it's very dark blue when the sun sets. Bachlok is what is Tchelis, light blue. Okay, Rabbi say we're finished. Zaygazon. Have a good week. And we'll catch you next time. Keep tuned in if you want to hear my shiurim on Kol Haloshen 718-395-2440. We just passed shiur number 2500. So you can every day you can tune in on the morning and see and learn this in detail. Zaygazon.